Tigercast fans, welcome back. Hope you're all doing very, very well. I put the question out today for viewers to send through any questions that you may have that you want us to speak about or to answer. And one of the most common questions that come back was, out of the 8 draftees who we have picked up this year, who do we think is most likely to make their round 1 debut? Now, it's a very, very good question. And while we would love to see all 8 of them make their debut, obviously that's not going to happen. For balance reasons, though, I think it's important that we do keep a blend of youth and experience. Even though we lost 1,600 games roughly worth of experience in the off-season, you still got to keep these other older guys in the side to help mould and guide these young kids coming through. You don't want to throw them to the wolves straight away. And look, I know we talk about a lot trying to get these kids to 50 games as quick as possible, but you got to do it within reason as well. You don't want to throw them just completely out there with no support whatsoever. With that being said, I think there's 2 really strong candidates that I think are most likely to play in round 1. Josh Smiley's number 1. I think he will be one of the first ones to make his debut. From all reports that we've read so far, training really well, joining in a lot of the main activities, getting amongst all the ball work, showing good leadership, hitting his passes, long handballs, and showing a bit of leadership by getting around the plays as well at different moments too. So I think and obviously his size, like he's built ready-made to get out there round 1. So I think he's probably going to put his hand up. Sam Lawler's the other one that I would love to see out there round 1. I am mindful, however, that he's not done a full footy pre-season before because of his cricket commitments. The club obviously know that as well. And even by his own admission, he said he'd be in like a rehab group for a little while to build a fitness base up and then get stuck into his pre-season. So he might be a few more weeks behind the others, but it's obviously a long time between now and round 1. So he's got enough time to get himself right. But all things going well, I can see Lawler making a debut as well, just because he's got the skill set, he's got the size, and he could quite easily do that. The third player that I'd probably love to see make his debut, but I'm not sure if they'll go for 3 at once, I'd love to see Luke Traynor make his debut. The kid just has so much enthusiasm, so much footy IQ, great skills, good pace. I'm not actually completely certain where I'd like him to play position-wise. I know he's been a good intercept defender, but we've obviously got Bolter back there, Broad, Vlosten. So if you're going to play him, you've got to make sure he fits into that mix. But with no Gibcus, maybe there's a role for him early days. That or he plays on a wing or half forward or something like that. But they would be the 3 I would think could be in line early days. As a smoky, Jonty Fall or Harry Armstrong could be legitimate options for round 1 as well, simply because we need another centre-half forward. Tom Lynch is getting a little bit older, and I think he's going to play a bit more closer to home. So you still need someone else to get up and down the ground and be that link-up player, and to halve contests, which we haven't had for a couple of years now, just due to injury. Samson Ryan is obviously an option who can do that as well, and Campbell Gray. Bauer might play that role, but I don't see him as a genuine tall forward. I see him as a third tall. But yeah, they might go for the experience in Samson Ryan or Campbell Gray, but I would not be against Jonty Fall or Harry Armstrong having a crack at that early days. I just don't know if we would go with that many debutants from the start. The other interesting point that Chris Herbert, who I work with, a very good friend of mine, that he made as well, it was a really, really good point, something I hadn't thought about, is with the way our fixture is, we don't have a lot of primetime games, which is fair enough because we played pretty bad last year. So maybe for these primetime slots like your round 1, Dreamtime at the G, those really big marquee build-up games with a big crowd, maybe they do debut a few more players and say, hey, here you go, here's a taste of what it's like to play in front of a big crowd at the MCG for a powerhouse club. There's a taste of it, and then, go back and work on your craft in the VFL until your time's really ready to get a good run of games. So maybe for those type of rounds, we might see a few more than usual. My final message on this topic, though, is please, Richmond, please do not make these kids sub for their debut. It drives me absolutely nuts when clubs do it, and we've done it. We almost did it to McKelty Lafau, but I think Rioli Jr. had injured himself like pre-game, and within 20 minutes McKelty was playing. And there was someone else was it Smith maybe that we did it to, flew his parents out, everything like that. It just drives me bananas, and he played about 15 minutes. If you're going to debut one of these young players, give them a full crack at it. Worst case, you sub them off if they blow up. But don't start them as sub. I just hate it. I just really, really don't like it. But anyway, that's who I think might get a debut. I really am sold on Smiley getting a debut, and probably Lawler as well. But keen to hear what everyone else thinks in the comments below. Let me know, who do you think is going to make their debut first from the 8 draftees that we've got? And make sure you like and subscribe for more. Catch you later.